Get set, ready, go. Now, right, let's go. Right, let's go. Right, let's go. Right, let's go. Do it, babe. Do it, babe. Do it, babe. Get set, ready, go. Now, right, let's go. Right, let's go. Right, let's go. Right, let's go.
What's up, my gang? It's your girl Jorryn back at it again with another video. And in today's video, y'all, we are here because next week is midterms. Y'all know, as much as y'all don't want to admit it, and as much as I don't want to admit it, midterms is next week. And next week is basically right now because, yeah, it's going to be here before we know it. So, do y'all know how to effectively study? Do y'all know what y'all studying for? Have y'all already set aside time to study? No? Okay, great. That's why I'm here. I'm here to share my studying tips and how I study to help y'all study, because if you are part of Amaja gang and you are in school, we are passing the midterms. No exceptions. We're passing those midterms. Let's get it. Let's go. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into these tips. The first tip, y'all, the first tip. You got to have been taking notes. If you have not taken any notes in any of your classes, I wish you best of luck right now. But, you know, if you really want to pass your midterms, you got this weekend, that's it, to really get yourself together, pull all them PowerPoints out, type all your notes, and then study. So, this is tip number one. If you ain't wrote notes, write your notes. But if you already wrote your notes and ready, we're gonna get right into the second tip, which is study the notes. I personally, when I do my notes, I don't set a time really. I just kind of do it. I just jump into it. That's just how I am, because if I set a time and I have like other distractions, I'm not going to do it. Now, if I set a time and like strictly no distractions, then I'll study. But personally for me, I just like to study, just boom. I'm going to study now because why not? And that's what I do. And my effective way of studying is like, I'll go over the material like at least 3 times. Like the whole notes. I don't care how long the notes is. I'm going over it until I'm confident that I can answer every question on that test, no problem. Now, if you just don't know where to start and you like, ooh, 3 times is a lot, at least try 2. At least try 2. Going over the material at least twice. If you can't do 3 like me, you don't got to. Just whatever works for you, basically. You just want to make sure you're able to answer every question on that test, no problem. If it's something you got to think about, like, it's not going to take long to think about it. Bam, it's here. Number 3. For those who can't just jump into it, set aside time for when you're going to do it and how long you're going to do it. You can't just be like, oh, I'm going to do it on Saturday. I'm just studying on Saturday. Because Saturday going to come and you're going to start doing A, B, C, X, Y, Z. And it's going to be Sunday, and then Monday, and then it's our midterms. And you ain't studied. So, boom. You got to be more specific, more like clear. I'm going to study Saturday at 2 o'clock for 2.5 hours on this subject. And then I'm going to study at 4 o'clock for an hour on this subject. Like, you have to really be clear, direct on what you're studying for, how long you're studying for, things like that. Now, I like to do all my studying in one sitting. So I'll study one topic for this long and then go straight to the next topic or the subject. I'll study one subject for this long and then go straight into the next subject, study for that long. And that's just how I study. But also, how do I want to say this? You want to study according to what's you need to work on more. So if you really struggling in history, I know it's not called history now, but I mean, I think it is. Your social studies, boom. Social studies. If you're really struggling in social studies, you know you need to either do that first or that last, because even if you do it first, you need to spend more time on that. Even if you do it last, you just need to spend more time on that. So it could be his social studies, okay, let's just take my schedule for example, because I'm struggling to remember classes. So for me, my judicial process class, I don't be struggling in that. I just don't be knowing what's going on, because I don't understand history, like how history and law, like how they be, understanding it. So when it comes time for my midterm, which matter of fact, oh no, he did tell us our midterm was next Friday, but my midterm is next Friday, so I know to start studying on Monday and studying like for this long on this day, Monday, and then a little bit on Wednesday, so that way on Friday I'm ready, no problem. But as far as like psychology, I'm good with psychology. Like I've already done my studying. I actually studied yesterday because my psychology midterm is between Sunday night and Tuesday night. So I kind of already did my studying. Like it wasn't much to study because I know the material. And that also goes in a tip number 4. Are we at 4? Y'all better keep a track. Y'all should be having a paper and a pencil, so y'all need to know what number we on. But that goes into the next tip, which is the better you know your material, the less time you have to study. So if you're every class, writing down all your notes, boom, 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 answer the questions, raising your hand, boom, I got the answer, I got the answer, me, let me answer the question. You're gonna be set for the midterm. You're not gonna have nothing to worry about. You're gonna be like on top of things. You're gonna pass that midterm, no problem. Okay? But if you're not paying attention, and if you're not answering questions, and if you're not being engaged and active in your class, you're not gonna pass. But we're not even talking about that because we are only passers on this channel. We only pass. We don't even say the word. We don't even say the word. We only pass. Okay? It's just gonna come to you naturally, like, oh, I remember this from this class. Oh, I remember this from this class. And also make a lot of like connections with topics. So say if you have like a connection between this question and what, something that happened in the real world, like, oh, we talked about this. So this would be that answer, just make your connections. Not doing a real good job of, trying to put examples of connections, but basically make your connections. And when it comes time to take tests, you'll be smooth. Remember that connection and be like, oh, it has to be this because of this connection. The next tip is you want to study in a great atmosphere. You can't study in loud, chaotic, just noisy atmosphere, because you're not going to retain any information or learn anything. Yeah, you're just not. And then test time's gonna come, you're gonna be like, you're gonna be stuck. We don't wanna be stuck. So for me personally, when I study, it has to be like complete silence. I can't do no noise because I'm gonna get distracted. So like sometimes I'll have my little wax warmer on, just, to really, so I can fully focus. And no TV, no music, no nothing. And the way I study personally, I like to read like my notes out loud. I don't know, it's just my way of retaining information. It's like I better retain the information when I say it out loud, like repeatedly, because I'll go over it 3 times. Repeatedly. So that's another tip, if you really can't find an effective way of studying, try reading the information out loud. That always helps me. Another tip, don't be procrastinating. Don't be putting it off to the last minute. Don't be Sunday night, oh, let me study. An hour or two before the test, oh, let me study. Because I'm telling you right now, you're gonna, remember, we're not saying the word, but you're gonna, and we don't do that. We don't do that. So, don't procrastinate. Set your time. Put it in a planner. I put all my midterms in my planner. Like, when the midterm is, and I kind of have set days of when I'm going to study. Now, I may not write it out the time just because I told y'all. Like, I just be jumping into it. Like, I just want to be prepared. So, yeah, that's just my study tips. But, you know, if you have any study tips that you use and that are effective, by all means, use them. This is the time, because we only do A's and B's over here. If you are in a Amaja gang, remember, only A's and B's. Only the highest of the highest expectations. So, we don't got nothing to worry about. I don't got nothing to worry about. Y'all don't got nothing to worry about. If y'all take all these tips, I don't know what number we're at, but if you take all the tips, you're good. You're going to pass. If you're starting right now, Friday, October 2nd, 12:30 p.m., you're good. You are straight. You have nothing to worry about because you're going to pass. You're going to learn the material, go over the notes, do whatever you got to do. No distractions, no nothing, and we're going to pass. Simple. I know y'all wasn't expecting, an educational, kind of informational video, but if I'm not here to remind you about those midterms and telling you study, what am I here for? Because I have to remind myself, like, oh shoot, I probably shouldn't do this. I should probably study. I have to check myself sometimes, because you're going to be doing other stuff and be getting occupied. And, I'm here for an education. So I got to do what's best for my education, which is study. And plus, I don't like low grades. I don't do low grades. So, y'all can't do low grades. I can't do them. Y'all can't do them. Like, I don't. I low-key feel some type of way when I have a B. Unless it's like a high B. If it's like a medium in the middle B, I'd be like, disgusting. But yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed this little informational tips and tricks, study habits for midterms, because baby, it applies for finals too. I'm not too sure if I'm gonna do a video on finals, only because when I do my finals, your girl's gonna be at home. But the same thing applies. Study, do the same study tips for your midterms as you would a final. You'll be good. You gotta pay attention. You can't not pay attention in class and expect to pass. You can't not take notes in class and expect to pass. Boom. All it takes. Studying, reading the notes, planning out when you're going to do it, how you're going to do it, where you're going to do it. Don't procrastinate. Just get it done, out the way. That's how I see it. If I study, boom, I can get it out the way. The faster I study, the faster I can get this test over with and done. So, just do it. Take my advice. I'm here to help y'all. Just do it. I would not be feeding y'all bad information. It works. I am proof that it works, because I be passing on my classes. So boom, y'all about to be doing the same thing. Let me put y'all on into some good knowledge. If you like this video, go ahead and smash the like button. Comment down below what more videos you want to see me do, and let me know if y'all gonna use these tips. I'm telling y'all, if y'all don't use these tips, y'all gonna see the results in y'all's grades. Y'all don't even gotta use my tips. If you don't use any study tip, y'all gonna see it in y'all's grade. But that's besides the point. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Join the Amaja gang, because we're lit over here. And hit that post notification bell so that you're notified every single time your girl posts a video. And like always, tell a friend and tell a friend and tell a friend and tell a friend. And I'll catch y'all in the next video. video.